Reading Challenge, Day 5, Advanced Vocabulary Focus. So glad you're joining me again today for a Day 5 of our 7-day reading challenge. Today's genre of vocabulary is advanced vocabulary. Please remember our goals are to recognize the vocabulary, see it in context, and most importantly, to become familiar with it and how it is used in the English language. So let's get started. The bakery that saved a town. In the small town of Willow Glen, nestled between rolling hills and a winding river, there was a bakery run by two inseparable friends, Margaret and Louise. For decades, Margaret's bread and butter had been indispensable to the community. People swore by their flaky croissants and warm sourdough. But times had changed. A sudden economic downturn brought inflationary pressures to Willow Glen. The cost of flour and sugar skyrocketed, making it almost impossible for the bakery to survive. Margaret and Louise held late-night meetings, their heads bowed over the books, trying to solve what felt like an unmanageable problem. "We can't raise prices any higher," Louise said one night, her voice heavy with worry. "It's already too much for some folks." "Maybe if we diversify," Margaret offered, but even she knew it wasn't enough. The town's problems weren't just economic, they were personal. People had become intolerant of one another's struggles, snapping at neighbors and blaming others for their own misfortunes. The once tight-knit town seemed to be falling apart. Margaret and Louise decided that the bakery could be more than just a business. It could be a gathering place, a haven of comfort during tough times. One Friday afternoon, they hosted their first community tea. It wasn't anything fancy, just leftover pastries and pots of coffee and tea. Word spread quickly, and soon the bakery was full of townsfolk. Even Mayor Tompkins showed up, despite his reputation for being inconsiderate and indifferent. At first, people sat in tense silence, but Margaret, always the mediator, started asking simple, sincere questions. "Mrs. Haley, how's the garden coming along?" Or, "Sam, did your dog ever come back after running off?" The responses were tentative at first, but soon laughter began bubbling up, slowly dissolving the tension. Of course, not everyone was happy. A few people, like Mr. Wilson, who was known for his inflammatory remarks, dismissed the gathering as insignificant. "What's a bit of bread and tea going to do for this town?" he sneered. But Margaret didn't let his words bother her. She knew that the warmth of connection was unfamiliar to those who hadn't felt it in a while. In the weeks that followed, the bakery's efforts began to pay off in unexpected ways. A local farmer, once deemed incompetent by many after losing his crops, offered to supply leftover produce at a discount. The town mechanic, who'd been accused of being inadequate in his skills, fixed the bakery's aging oven for free. Even Mr. Wilson, grumpy as ever, started coming around. By spring, the bakery wasn't just surviving, it was thriving. And more importantly, Willow Glen began healing. The problems hadn't vanished, but they were no longer insurmountable. Margaret and Louise had shown their town something vital. Even in hard times, kindness is never forgotten. Wonderful, you made it to the end of the text. Congratulations. Join me for a Day 6 challenge story tomorrow. Please don't forget to subscribe and like the channel, Vibing with Vocab, and I can't wait to read another story with you tomorrow.